We are Bassable. We are here once again for our 10-minute talk. Actually, guess what? We're like a minute early or two, one or two, however you want to do it. We're early. But
Wow.
anyway, we come to you every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, if we have to come on a little early, we're going to throw our heads in there and throw it back out. Throw it in there and throw it back out. I want to give a shout out to Amoya's eyebrows. They are so cute. Let me get but anyway, Helena is so gorgeous. Hey, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, so we're going to turn it over to our lovely topic. I hope everyone is doing well out there in the Facebook world, YouTube world, and the world itself. I guess in space, because I'm hearing that people might be building some, places up there for people to live in space, but that's another topic for another day.
Yes.
Turn it over.
Another topic. The topic for today is, what are signs a woman or man is marriage material? And I guess I'll go first.
Go, girl.
If a man or woman knows how to be emotionally connected or even emotionally disconnected, if they know how to remove their feelings from a situation and just actually look at the situation, if they can be independent on their own, if they love themselves first as well as others. Some people can be nice to their mate and not nice to anybody else, but I think you have to be kind to others as well as your potential husband or wife that you plan to marry. Also, if someone can be if they can compromise, if they are willing to put somebody else's feelings before their self sometimes, if they're willing to apologize and admit when they're wrong. I think I'll start with you guys, and then I'll name some more as time goes on.
So I'll go next. I guess this is called vetting. How do you vet for a person that you will want as your marriage partner? That, I guess it entails a lot of stuff. I really don't know, but I would say first, what things that are reflected in you. First, you have to know what you want to actually know what constitutes a good character for marriage. So if you want certain things like well-grounded in spirituality, if you want certain things like a good family background, or even if not a good family background, but a good characteristic, a good moral nature, those are things you should look for. And I guess you can determine those things by seeing how they act, just observing how they act out in public and in private with you. If they're treating you the same way, great in private and great in public, those are great characteristics. And if they're treating others great in public and others like their family members great in private, those are very good characteristics. How they treat their parents, if they have kids, how they treat their kids, if they don't have kids, how they treat their nieces or nephews, or just kids in general, how they treat animals. And one thing I would definitely look for is, are they independent? Are they taking care of themselves? I think that's one thing Moy was saying. Are they financially literate? Do they know the tools to survive of life? Do they have the basic necessities? Like, do they have a roof and shelter? Those are just basic things. Do they work? Or do they have some kind of income? Or do they have ambition? Do they have goals? Do those goals line up with your goals? So if they drink, if they smoke, you want to know those things, because those things will probably stay with them. If they're drinking and smoking, they're probably not going to change for you. Even if they love you, they're probably still going to drink and smoke after you all get married, if you want them to stop. Things that they do now, whatever they are doing now, that's going to be their representative for the future. Most likely. Some people put forth a facade of themselves early on, but it does take time to get to know people. So after 3, 6, 9 months, maybe even a year, you might see their true nature. After maybe 4 seasons, how they do in the cold. Do they like the cold? Do they hate the sun? Do they love the sun? I guess what's their ideology on certain medicines? Like, what's their ideology on the COVID vaccine or whatever? Do they go to the doctors? What's their health like? So how they're taking care of themselves and maybe how they will potentially take care of you. You discuss those things like, do they give you gifts? Do you give them gifts? What's your love language? What's their love language? Those are things to determine whether they'll be a good mate for you.
I think overall, to piggyback a lot on what Carlina was saying, overall, do they make your life better? Do they help make it better
And easier,
or
yeah,
easier, or
definitely.
are they adding to it or taking away? If you have
Right.
somebody that's taken away from you, they probably more than likely are not marriage material. They're not ready. Not saying that they're not marriage material, because I think everybody can be marriage material, but I think that they're not ready to be marriage material. So
Particularly to you, maybe for someone else.
maybe for somebody
Right.
else,
Maybe
correct.
someone likes
Maybe-
dysfunction.
Exactly. Maybe somebody likes to have somebody who they need to help along the way, or whatever the case may be. Some people do get off on being able to help some people like that, damsel in distress or whatever. You know, Prince Charming or knight in shining armor, whatever the case, some people like that. And if that's for you, but yeah, I think overall a mate should add to your life and not take away from it. And one good key that you should look for when you're choosing a mate is, how do they handle conflict?
Exactly.
Because you don't want someone who is angry all the time at the littlest things.
Or yells and blows up.
Yells,
curse
blows
at
up,
you,
oh my, calls you names because they don't know how to control their anger.
And the things that they say when they're angry at
The
you
things that they say when they're angry, because that can
only
be
get
very
worse.
hurtful.
Yeah.
Verbal abusive. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely pay attention to how they handle conflict. Are they calm? Are they angry? Unless you are one that likes to be angry too, you both can take it to that next level together. I mean, whatever it is, but for me, I need somebody calm who knows how to handle conflict in a positive way. And another thing, how you communicate, how good they communicate, how well they communicate. Are you able to be open with them? Are they open-minded? Are you able to be open with them? Can you tell them that they have a booger in their nose and they not get offended and say, you just offended me in front of all my friends, whatever the case may be? Can you all have open, mature conversations? Can you all communicate well without it going to an argument? You know what I mean? Men and women should learn how to communicate, period. And if it is your mate, you want to be able to talk to them about anything openly without feeling, oh, if I say this, it's gonna be, he gonna blow up or she's gonna blow up. So how well they communicate and how well they handle conflict are big keys to choosing a potential mate.
And also, if you are friends, you definitely should be friends. And do they have just basic competency? It's great if they're intelligent.
Keep your same friends when
No.
you're.
I mean, if you two are friends, you and your mate. Yeah, if you.
No, I'm saying, should your mate, I mean, how would you feel if that person kept his friends? Female
I
friends.
would expect him to keep his friends.
Yeah.
Because I would want him to maintain that separation.
Individuality,
Yeah,
you know,
from our relationship.
People have their own lives before you marry, so they're still going to have that life. You can't expect, and that's another thing when choosing a mate. You can't expect that person to change everything around because they're getting married. Some things you will have to change when you get married, but you shouldn't have to change your whole life because you get married.
And I mean, if you have to change your friends, hopefully you're only changing friends because your friends are detrimental to you and your spouse makes you realize that. Other than that, like, why are you changing your friends? Because you.
So are you all saying that if, for as your husbands, you don't mind once you get married, your husband keeps his female friends if he has?
You didn't say female friends, but no, I wouldn't mind if they didn't have a, intimate relationship. No.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as they are being respectful of the marriage, then no, I wouldn't mind.
And yeah, like I was saying too, basic competency. I definitely want someone that's highly intelligent, but your mate definitely has to be competent, just with like common sense, I guess, exercise common sense to function in life, basically.
Right. I mean, you made a good point too, both of y'all, when you said you want someone that first you got to know yourself, basically. You have to know yourself. That's what I was trying to say. You have to know yourself, because if you don't know yourself, how are you going to know what you want?
Right.
I mean, I do have a lot of friends. They want men that cook, that know how to cook. Some of my friends, they want men that don't have kids, but they have kids. So to me, it's like, How can you have kids, but you don't want him to have kids?
That's their preference. I
You
mean,
know, so
yeah, that's their preference. And it's vice versa. Some men have kids and don't want women to have kids.
right.
So I mean, that's their preference, I guess.
I mean, I say to that point, I say if you
They don't want to deal with
the kids, right? I say that you have to consider that, but if you find someone that you truly, truly love, and if they don't have like an enormous amount of kids and baby mamas or baby fathers, then you know, maybe you can proceed.
right. And a lot of times too, I think
But you do have to know that financial factors play into
that's
that
true.
if you are considering that. But then if you definitely have someone that you have that you love as your best friend and meets all your characteristics, your criteria for a mate, then why not?
That's a good question.
Sometimes, a lot of times, you know, our Prince Charming or Princess, you know, they may not be exactly what we're looking for, meaning he might be fat, he might be short, but he could have a good heart, you know? So you got to look at that too.
I
Sometimes
agree, but
overlook.
most of the time you should be physically attracted to somebody because I mean, God bless us with eyes to see. So we do want to be able to look at something eye candy-ish.
You have to meet the basic level of
Yeah.
attractiveness for me. Like your basic level of attractiveness is different towards each person, but you have to be like basically attractive.
And they have to fit your lifestyle. If you are somebody that is a gym rat and you work out in a gym, 9 times out of 10, that person, if you marry somebody overweight, that person probably, and you want somebody to go to the gym with you, you want that connection in the gym or whatever, that person who is overweight may not be willing to go to the gym with you because they're so used to being overweight. Now, if they're able to bend and compromise and go to the gym with you, then you know that's somebody that may be marriage material. But if they are overweight, you got to meet somebody. You got to meet them where they're at, right? That's overall, you got to meet them where they are.
And water often seeks its own level. I heard that people are attracted to people that look like them.
Mhm.
So if you share a level of attractiveness, if you think you share a level of attractiveness with a certain group of men or women, you should be attracting those men or women. If you don't attract those men or women, maybe you're not in that group. That's just something to consider.
Mhm.
Now, I had dated a guy umpteen years ago, 20, 25 years ago. And he was short. Hopefully he's not listening out there in the world. But he was a short guy. He was a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. He was a nice guy. But of course, I'm somebody a lot of people want to get married to because I'm already married. Everybody is. Okay, everybody in the world is. Don't inbox me like no.
Way to toot your own horn.
But anyway, so what he said was that I would be somebody he would want to marry, of course, like I said, because it's me. No, just fine. But anyway, he was short, and I'm not into short guys. I am not.
Well, at least you know what you want.
I do. I'm not into short guys. But he told me that you don't have to go into a marriage loving that person because of their physical appearance. He says, as you grow, you'll grow to love that person. And I was like, no.
Yeah, I disagree.
So
I've tried it. I disagree.
I think people do that for various reasons, not because of love, it's because of other reasons, like I wanted to settle, or it's time, or I want the things that they can offer me, and I love the things that they can offer me. And I don't know if it ever actually turns into being romantically in love, and that's not really fair to the other person that is actually in love. But it can be a good marriage still. There's lots of reasons to get married.
True. I guess it's all in your preference. I'm not saying the guy has to look like Morris Chestnut, which I would love, but there are basic things that I think that you know, guys should have. Can you keep up with yourself? You know, can you smell nice? Are you good at your hygiene? Things like that. Like
you like people that brush their teeth.
I love fresh breath. I hate stink breath. That's just a pet peeve of mine. So good hygiene is a plus for me. And if you have bad hygiene,
Oh,
then
good. Yeah.
yuck. All right, let's take a look at these.
Can Morris Chestnut chime in real quick?
We'll leave him
Okay.
alone. He's probably at home with his wife.
Mm.
Brittany says, I don't think I got the first part. Let me try to go to the first part. Apologies is important. She has to say they also have to be healed, and that's definitely true. You have to be healed before you get into the marriage. Don't think that the marriage is going to heal you. That has to be something that is your responsibility. It's nobody else's responsibility to heal you but yourself.
That's true.
God does the healing, but it's nobody else's responsibility for you to seek your own healing. And Antoine said, I would say it's about what appeals to the person who's looking. And that is true. It's all in what appeals to you. You know, it's no right or wrong and what looks good to you. It's your preference.
Because everybody to me is marriage material. It's just, you know,
Right.
what you're looking for.
Right. He prefers a woman that's a homebody, but that's also a little outgoing. So he likes a balance. You know what I mean? Don't be too much going out and don't always want to just stay in. Have a balance to it. And that's definitely right. You should be balanced in life, right? Don't have too much of anything is never good.
Unless it's money.
At least has one child to understand the trials of being a parent. Communication is a must, and the sense of humor is a must, because I don't want to date the Grinch.
Definitely funny.
And that's true. Who wants to date a Grinch? He said we're on
Like every time you wake up, you're like, good morning.
Are you ever happy? Like,
Ew.
did you remember when you was a kid? Didn't you laugh at something? Try to go back to those days. And
Brittany also said not along with being healed, she also said whole.
Right.
To be healed and whole.
Right.
Now, Carlita, I don't think you directly answered the question. I don't think you directly answered the question. We're going to ask you to directly answer the question.
I did, honey.
You didn't. You gave like an example of one man that you
and you just asked us questions.
Right. Because you're married and everybody wants to marry you, so I guess you will be the best.
You have all the answers
to give advice on what to look for.
Out there in the world. I was just playing. Like, no, she didn't act like that.
Well, tell us what you looked for when you married your husband.
I like to have first of all, I like to have a sense of humor. You know, I have a sense of humor.
She's trying to skip the question.
Okay.
So what made you say yes when your husband asked you to marry him?
Let's see. Well, for starters, I did have a child by him already, which that's our same child we have. I only have one kid. She's 20. Call her my kid. She's my child, little baby, always my baby.
How old are you? 27?
Me?
Yeah.
You had her at the age of 7.
I am actually 45. Or no, am I 46? No, 45. I'm 45. I'll be 46 February the 6th, because I always say in 5 years, I'll be half 100. To tell you the truth, I will. And I'm thankful. I tell anybody, 45, you know, I'm thankful to be 45. You have to be thankful for your age. Okay, let me go back to what we were saying.
Yeah, you digress.
What would I look for in a mate?
That's the question. What did you?
So first of all, I don't like men that drink and smoke. So my husband does drink on occasion.
Someone said, tell us what you like, not what you don't like. Because you know, when you start saying what you don't like, sometimes that's what you attract. Just say what you do like, so you can attract the things that you do like, not the negative.
Because you just said your husband does drink.
Right. Put a positive on
I'm telling you all, okay? So when I was younger, I always said, I'm not going to marry a man that drinks or smokes. Okay, my husband does not smoke. He does drink occasionally, but he knows that. Don't come at me drunk, falling down.
So what made you say yes?
So unattractive. What made me say yes? Truthfully, I do love him. One. Second, we have a child together. So I wasn't big on, and okay, let me go back. He does work hard, and
You
I
like a man
saw
that works
that he
hard.
was a good provider for
So he was
all
a
of that.
provider. He works hard.
He has a good heart.
Take care of his kids.
Yes, and he always bought me gifts. Oh my goodness. He
You like
always
someone that
bought
buys
me
you
gifts.
gifts.
Yes, because I'll never forget, I'll say this since you all brought it up. I wasn't. So I was at the store. It was Sears back then. I was at Sears, and it was a stereo. It had big, one of those big boombox stereos, right?
Oh, stereo.
You know,
Yeah.
stereo.
Yeah.
And what did I say first?
I thought
Cereal?
you were saying cereal.
Cereal. Like
I did. It
cold
did.
cereal.
Yeah.
Cereal. I meant stereo. Okay.
Stereo.
Cereal, tomato, however. But anyway, so I was sitting there and I said, you know what? One day I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy this stereo. I said, I am one day. I think it was like 100 and something. So I had went home 2 days later. He had came over to my house. This is when I was staying with my mother. He came to the house and he knocked on the door. And he had something behind him. I was like, what is that? And that was the stereo that he purchased for me. So at the time, I would go to the store and say, oh, I like this right here. And he'd say, oh, that's nice. He wouldn't get it for me then, but a couple days later, he would get it. So he was always that type of person. So I said, I like this. You know, I kind of like this boy. He's kind of cool here.
You like a man
Now,
that gives you gifts.
I did. I liked the man that get provided gifts, but I was always a giver too. You know,
Yeah, you
I
are.
was always a giver.
Mhm.
Now, don't get me wrong, people. Don't say, "Oh, she's a gold digger," because I'm not. I was always the type that I gave and I gave and I gave.
What did you
And
give?
so I gave a lot. Shoot, my time, energy, my girl, please. I would
Time,
cook
energy,
food.
and mind.
Yes. So I would cook. Okay. He stayed by himself. Well, he stayed with his mom. So sometimes I would take like big pots of lasagna or whatever I was going to cook. I was going to take it. Look at me. I would cook the food and take it to his house.
This is
because
before or after the baby?
This is before I even had Deja.
Okay.
Before. So I had to be in my 20s, maybe 21, 22 or something like that. Because I was working. So I would, you know, go out and buy food, prepare it at home, and then I would take it to him. And so I would do that because I wanted to make sure he had something to eat, even though I didn't live with him, but he was my boyfriend. So I would do stuff like that only because I felt that if you're dating somebody and you know they're eating a lot of fast food, look out for that person. You know, show them that you care about them somehow. You know, I wasn't thinking about I'm going to marry him one day, but you know, that's just the type of person I was. So to piggyback off of what you all were saying, some of those characteristics that that person is doing while you're dating, they're probably going to do that when you get married. And to tell you the truth, what do? I wake up,
Cook
I cook.
a lot. Yeah.
I cook. I do just about everything I used to do then. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, that is great. That's
That is
a
a
lovely
great story, yeah.
Written down
It was a
on our-
long story, but
So
that
which
was
one of y'all trapped the other then?
what's that?
Which one of y'all trapped the other? Was it your cooking or was it his gifts that got you or your cooking got
You know
him?
what? I don't know how to answer that. If he was here, I would tell him to answer that. You know what? Actually, what he probably would say is, I did. I
You-
trapped him. That's probably what he would say, but he crazy.
I think most men say it.
They all say that crazy stuff.
But at the end of the
But
day,
enough
he
of me.
was still the one that proposed.
Yeah, he proposed.
So
Right.
He couldn't say no to all of that. Your
Exactly.
time, your mind, your energy, and your cooking.
Yeah.
All right. Lakira said, yeah, you caught us, girl. You finally caught us as we are on live. And we are happy about that. Juana says, how you start a relationship is how you should continue if it's good.
Definitely.
And that is definitely true. How you
That's
start
true.
is how you should continue.
That's true.
Lakira said, oh,
Don't
well,
be
gotta
selfish either. That's why another thing too. what I was saying, oh, not to cut you off. Another thing, a lot of things women do. I'm just saying women, I'm not talking about everybody, don't be like, no, she didn't say that. I feel, I'm going to start like this. I feel a lot of things women do is,
Now
trying
this
to
turned
say
into
this.
a coaching session.
I know, it's like,
No, I'm just saying.
No,
I'm
go ahead,
saying this
girl, because
because-
everybody want to marry you. You got the wifely know-it-all.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm not saying that. I don't have
This
all
is
the
now
it.
we in
You
wife
said it.
school. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I don't have all the answers, but what
Welcome
I
to
can say,
wife school. Carlita,
no,
the master
whatever.
trainer,
Classes
No,
in
I'm not.
session.
is teaching us how to become a wife. I
Yes,
guess.
how to
No.
become a wife, how to set us up to prepare to be a wife.
I'm gonna throw some darts at you all. No, what I'm saying is a lot of women, and the reason why I'm saying this, okay?
Okay.
Because I have a lot of friends, female friends that want to get married that are not married. Okay.
Okay.
I think a lot of women have to show their kindness more. I'm gonna say that and leave it there.
I want to
The
say,
reason why I say-
well, I'm going to kind of go a little bit deeper, and I'm going to
Uh-huh.
say women have to show their femininity more.
Okay. See, I wanted to say it that way because I know a lot of women was like, what's she about to say? No, she not. But I'm telling you, that
Well, I mean, the ultimate question
You
or
have
the
to show
ultimate,
that.
my ultimate response to that is for you all to explain.
okay, I'm gonna explain.
I'm going to let
I'm
Qualita
gonna
explain
explain.
since she's the one that's married.
No, I'm gonna explain what I mean.
Okay.
Doggone it.
Well,
Doggone
I should say she's
I'm
the
gonna
one who is successful in marriage.
She self-proclaimed herself
Yes.
the wife everyone wants. And you know what? I said she was my wife when I was last at her house
That is
because
true.
she was cooking every day. So it is
Yeah.
true. It does
She-
ring true.
She's the poster child of a wife.
Yes. But I let her go back to her husband
No.
after I left. So.
No. Okay, so what I'm saying is ignore them, you all. They're playing games, okay? Ignore them. 'Cause trust me, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I am not perfect, no way, form, shape, or whatever. I am a mess. I am a mess in a bag of chips, I must admit. Okay, so with that being said, that you hear him?
That's your
just
husband.
came, and he said, that's true. 'Cause I am. But I do have a softer side. And that's why I was saying, to me, a lot of women, we as women, we have to show that softer side. Don't always show that rough and tough and Afro puff side that, I'm a knock your teeth out your mouth if you don't do this and that. Not saying that I don't come like that, if I have to. But show that side, like, you know what?
I'm gonna cry.
No, I'm saying this
I'm
part right
playing.
here, this part. Now, my friends always would tease me because what I would do sometimes, and I
Well,
still
and before you go
I
on
would wake
too,
up and
so
cook.
wait, so before you go on, when are you supposed to show that?
When are you supposed to show what?
The
The softer
femininity, the
side?
softer
Yeah.
side, yeah.
I'll give an example. Okay. Let's go at it if you're not living with the guy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not living with the guy, and I'm just going based off of what I used to do. If you're not living with the guy, and he does have a good job, right? He works.
So he has to, when he has a good job first. Okay.
He has a good job and he works, right? And he
Okay.
treats you well. To me, I don't see anything wrong with you going over to his house and washing his clothes, folding his clothes up for him, and ironing and vacuuming and making sure he has something good to eat. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I think
But
that's
A lot
really
of people say don't give away your wifely future duties without being a wife. A lot of people argue that.
good.
I'm just
I was
playing
gonna say
the other
that.
side.
Yeah.
I beg to differ. I'm
Okay.
not saying I beg to differ because to me, I'm going to put it this way. If you're going to sit up there before you get married to him, if you're going to sleep with him, this is adult conversation. If you're going to sleep with him, then why can't you go ahead and go over there and, you know, vacuum and wash some dishes for him and then cook and leave, you know?
So
Because
what
you're
if you aren't
leaving
sleeping
that
with them?
nice impression in his mind, like, you
Okay.
know, this is somebody that one day I do want to marry. I do want to settle down and be nice. You know, I'm not saying do it every day. I'm not going to say that.
What
But
if
I
you
am gonna
aren't?
say,
What if you
Well-
aren't sleeping with them then?
if you're not sleeping with him, you can still do stuff like that and be nice to him. You know, text him every now and then and say, "Hey, honey, how you doing? Just thinking about you while you at work." A lot of women, to me, because I have friends, they'll tell me, you know, the stuff you're doing, I'm not about to do that. He need to be doing that to me.
Well, at what point is he pursuing her?
Because
Oh.
I'm happy trying to make other people happy. That's where I get my happiness from. Because I'm gonna be happy regardless. So when I see that you have a smile on your face, that makes me happy. So I think that we as women, we have that hard shell,
Mhm.
and we don't need to have that hard shell because that hard shell pushes guys away.
All right, this sounds like it should be an even deeper topic. That was
Mhm.
way over
Yeah.
10 minutes. I think we got everything we needed to for what makes a man or a woman marriage material. And there's
That's
so many layers to go to that because we're talking about a lifetime when you're choosing
Yeah.
somebody. Because you want to get married and you don't want to have to remarry. So you definitely want to take
Well,
your
get a
time.
divorce in there.
Right. And
Right.
I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that my husband might not walk off and do whatever, you know? I'm not
Or
saying that.
boyfriend, the boyfriends, because you said do it even before marriage.
Right. But I'm just saying that's what I would do. And that's what I see a lot. I do tell my friends that when they call and, you know, ask me, I just tell them that's what I do. And I do have some friends that laugh and say, ha ha, you acting like Betty Crocker and, you know, you cutting up his pancakes. And yeah, I've cut his pancakes up. I'll cut his steak up, and I'm not afraid to say I'll do it. Now, has he cut my pancakes up? Maybe 2 times, you know, but I'll do it more. And that's because that's what I want to do. You understand? And I don't care. Somebody might say, well, you know, he's not doing all that for you. I'm like,
Right.
girl, I don't care.
Well,
So
at
it's
the
all
end
in what makes you happy. It's
At-
all in what makes you happy.
you reap what you sow. If you reap good things, you sow it back, good things will come to you. So as long as you are treating somebody with respect, loving them unconditionally, truly, genuinely loving them, even if at the end of the day, hey, they mess up, they walk out on you, whatever the case may be, you still should have that good energy because
Right.
Coming back to you.
you had that energy going out, so it's just gonna come back to you. So never feel that, oh, I lost out, or he or she played me, or you know, I lost. Sometimes it's okay to take an L to take a
Yeah.
win, and I learned that on Sunday. Sometimes it's okay to take an
Yeah, it's a
L
good path.
to take a win. Just take that
Right.
L with dignity and get that win later. So even if they do walk out or whatever the case may be, you had good energy for them, so you should get it back tenfold. This was a great topic, and I'm sure we're gonna have to catch up on this topic again
We
because
might continue it on Thursday.
we can continue it. We could
Thursday
could
continue.
it on
This might
Thursday.
be Thursday or Friday.
That would be good.
Yeah, it might be Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, that would be good.
Thursday and Friday?
No,
Or
or
Friday.
Friday. Most likely Friday. We might go on Friday, not Thursday this week.
Oh, we're doing a little different, huh?
Yeah. But this was fun. This was way over 10 minutes, but it was definitely needed because it's a lot of single people who want to be married, and they want to do it the right way. Everybody wants to be loved, right? That's part of the American dream. Have money, be loved, make kids, or not. You know what I mean?
Or you might have a different dream. Your dream might be to go to outer space.
or stay single. There's nothing wrong with being single. It's nothing wrong with staying single.
You
if that's
were
what you
born
choose.
single.
You were born
Right.
single.
Unless you weren't.
Unless you weren't, right? So unless you were a twin, even
Right, that's what
then,
I'm saying.
y'all
Yeah.
both wasn't born at the same time. One had to come out before the other. So
Right.
So, unless you were Siamese twins, you came out together. Even
That
so-
just tells you there's an exception to every rule. That's it.
Right, there's always an exception. Anyway, join us again on Friday for our next topic. And I think, like she said, we're going to continue on to this. I'm pretty sure we all got some more to give out on this topic. As all, what makes a man or woman marriage material?
Oh.
Then
No,
we
I'm
go,
saying that we're going to extend to on Friday.
what makes a man or woman marriage material?
Yeah, wife school, husband school. Wife school or husband school in session with Qualitha.
Yes,
No,
Qualitha is
listen.
Qualitha is going to teach us some more. We can't wait. So excited.
Listen,
So excited.
You know what? No, I'm serious. What I'm saying is too, out there in space, listen here. I am not perfect, okay? I am not perfect at all. And he is not perfect. We get on each other's last nerves at times. But the thing is, I'm going to be honest with you. And I told him this a couple days ago. If I didn't have God in me, I would have ran a long time ago. And I have to be honest, you know, and that's how I feel. If I didn't have God, I would have left. Because, you know, when you do get married, there are going to be times that you cannot stand that.
And
Well, I got God in me and I still left. So
well,
it just depends on the situation.
and you
It
do
depends
have
on
to
the
have
situation.
love. You got to have that balance. You have to have that balance, and you have to have that layer of love, because love is at the bottom. If you actually truly don't love that person at the bottom, once you hit the bottom, if it's nothing there, you're just gonna fall because there's nothing there to hold you up.
You
You're
gotta
not
have
even
a
hitting rock bottom.
foundation.
Right. That's
You
not
gotta
even
have
rock
foundation.
bottom. That's below the soil level.
That's right.
You fall right through.
So,
But yes, marriage, there's many benefits to marriage, and we do gotta go. This was great.
thank you so much. As always, build better. I guess that's dropping because it doesn't
Dropping the
have a
mic.
foundation.
I guess you or okay.
Build better, build brilliant, and build bold. Build a sister up and build a brother up. Bye.
Bye.